All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're tackling something that I think is on a lot of people's minds, and that's making sure we have enough money, enough income when we reach our retirement years. You know, those golden years everyone's always talking about.
It's a big one for sure. I think probably the biggest question I get from folks is, will I have enough?
Yeah,
And how do I make sure that money lasts?
yeah, absolutely. And I think what makes it even trickier is that there are just so many options out there, so many different products and strategies. It can be really tough to figure out what makes sense for you. It can feel a bit overwhelming.
It definitely can. And that's why we're here today, to help make some sense of it all.
Exactly. So today's deep dive, we're going to focus on a specific product, and that is the Protective Income Builder Indexed Annuity. It's offered by Diversified Insurance Brokers. Now, I do want to be upfront and say we are not financial advisors. We're not in the business of giving specific financial advice. What we're trying to do here is break down how this type of annuity works, what it offers, so that you can go into those conversations with a professional armed with some knowledge, ask the right questions.
Absolutely. You always want to have that good understanding before you make any decisions about your money.
Right.
That's right.
Informed decisions are the best decisions. So let's jump right in. The name of this annuity, Protective Income Builder, it's sort of hints at what it's all about. But let's break it down. Starting with that first part, protective. What kind of protection are we talking about here?
Okay, so when you're thinking about retirement income, one of the big concerns, well, a big concern a lot of people have is market volatility, right? The ups and downs of the stock market.
Yeah, for sure. Nobody wants to see their savings disappear overnight.
Exactly. So this annuity is designed with that in mind. It aims to provide a level of protection from those market downturns. You're not going to be completely immune to them, but you'll have a safety net, a buffer to cushion the blow.
Interesting. So it's not just sticking your money in a traditional savings account where, yeah, it's safe, but it might not be growing much either.
Right. And that brings us to the income builder part of the name. This is where things get a little bit more interesting, a little bit more complex.
Okay, I'm all ears. Let's hear about this income building.
So an indexed annuity like this one, it allows your money to potentially earn interest based on the performance of a market index. It could be something familiar like the S&P 500 index, or maybe something a bit more specialized like the City Flexible Allocation 6 Excess Return Index.
So if those indexes do well, my money in the annuity could grow along with them.
Exactly. But, and this is a big but, if the market takes a nosedive, your principal is protected from loss. So you participate in the upside, but you're shielded from the downside.
That's pretty appealing, I have to say. Kind of the best of both worlds, huh?
That's the idea. Of
Yeah.
course, there are some nuances and details, and we're going to get into those, but that's the basic concept.
Perfect. Now, I see they also talk about a guaranteed income benefit.
Yes, this is a key feature, a big part of what makes an indexed annuity attractive for retirement planning.
Okay, so break it down for me. What does this guaranteed income benefit mean for someone who's thinking about, how they're actually going to pay their bills in retirement?
So as your money grows within the annuity, it builds up something called a benefit base.
Okay.
And this benefit base is what determines how much guaranteed income you'll receive for life. It's like a protected pool of money. And the really cool thing is this base can actually grow before you even start taking income. There's a feature called a roll-up, a simple interest roll-up that can increase the base by 10% every year for up to 10 years.
Wow, so that's a pretty significant potential boost even before you start tapping into it for income.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
really helps to supercharge your future income potential.
Okay, so let's say someone has built up this nice benefit base. They retire, they're ready to, enjoy life, travel, all that good stuff. Are they stuck with a fixed withdrawal amount, or are there options for how they can access that income?
Great question. And luckily, there's flexibility built in. With this particular annuity, you have a couple of choices. There's the level income option, which gives you a steady, predictable payout for the rest of your life. That can be really reassuring for a lot of people, knowing exactly what they're going to get.
Yeah, that consistency can be really valuable for budgeting and planning.
Absolutely. But then there's also the rising income option. And as the name suggests, this one starts with a lower payout, but it increases each year.
Ah, I see. So it's like a built-in hedge against inflation, or maybe just the fact that, as we get older, our expenses might go up.
Exactly. It gives you that peace of mind knowing that your income can potentially keep pace with rising costs or changing needs.
Now, I also noticed that they mentioned you can actually withdraw up to 10% of your money each year without penalty after the first year.
That's right. And that's an important feature to highlight.
It is. I mean, you never know what life is going to throw at you. What if you have a sudden home repair or you want to help out a family member? It's good to have access to some of your money without getting hit with a penalty.
Right. It gives you that flexibility, that peace of mind. And beyond that, there are also provisions for penalty-free withdrawals in certain situations, like if you need long-term care, for example, or if you're diagnosed with a terminal illness.
Okay, so that's good to know. It's not like your money is completely locked away.
Exactly. They've tried to build in some flexibility for those real-life scenarios that we all face.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Now, I also saw that there's a death benefit feature with this annuity. Can
Yeah.
you explain how that works?
Sure. So let's say you pass away and there's still money left in your contract. That remaining value can be passed on to your beneficiaries. It can provide a nice safety net for your loved one.
Okay, that's a nice added layer of security.
Okay. It is. And what's also really interesting is that the benefit base, remember we talked about that earlier, it adjusts if you happen to withdraw more than the guaranteed amount during your lifetime. So even if you need to tap into those funds, it's designed to help ensure that those long-term payouts remain stable for your beneficiaries.
Okay, so they've thought about that, which is, reassuring.
Right. It's all about trying to create a sustainable income stream that lasts.
So, to kind of sum it all up, it sounds like this protective income builder indexed annuity, it aims to address a lot of the key concerns that people have when they're planning for retirement income, right? You've got the potential for growth, protection from market downturns, and that guaranteed income stream.
Exactly. It offers a compelling combination of features that can be very attractive for a lot of people.
Right. But of course, and we said this before, but it's worth repeating, this is just an overview.
Right.
Before making any decisions, it's absolutely crucial to talk to a qualified financial advisor who can assess your individual situation, your goals, your risk tolerance, and really help you determine if this or any other product is the right fit for you.
Couldn't agree more. There's no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to retirement planning.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a question to think about. When you picture your ideal retirement, what level of control do you want to have over your income? And how much risk are you comfortable taking? Because ultimately, those are the questions that are going to guide you towards the right path.
Those are great questions to ponder. Retirement should be time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, and having a solid financial plan in place can give you the freedom and confidence to do just that.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. And remember, it's never too early to start planning for a secure and fulfilling retirement.
Absolutely.